So good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading Word Scripture book to inspire and empower with positive vibe for the day. These God's words are helping billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world. And will help you too. Just read these quotes and practice daily. As we are reading this holy book from the beginning, please find all the chapters of our Message to Billion channel, and let's see what God prepared for us today. Learning and practice. When a truth is learned, it must be practiced. Indeed, the knowledge that is not put into practice is not truly learned. It soon fades away like a mirage. True knowledge arises when the conceptual becomes experiential. This applies particularly to religions and moral teachings, whose practice may be difficult. The hypocrite is someone who claims to be wise and devout, but never acts accordingly. Unity of word and deed is a central quality of authentic personhood. Likewise, a teacher should first practice what he preaches. An oriental virtue is to be reserved and tactum in order that one not display knowledge that he has not mastered and practiced. The same wisdom applies to leaders in business or any field. A leader who in his youth has experienced all the hard jobs will easily win the respect and loyalty to his people because he knows what he is asking of them. Be doers of the word and not hearer only, deceiving yourself. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who observes his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself and goes away and at once forget what he was like. Though he recites many a scriptural text, but does not act accordingly, that heedless man is like a cowherd who counts other cattle. He has no share in the fruits of the religious life. Though he can recite a few scriptural texts, but acts in accordance with the teaching, forsaking lust, hatred, and ignorance, with right awareness and mind well emancipated, not clinging to anything here or in the next life, he shares the fruits of the religious life. That knowledge is very superficial, which remains only on you the intrinsic merit and the value of knowledge is that you act upon it. Not study is the chief thing, but action, and also multiplies words, multiplies sin. Everyone then who hears their words of me and does them like a wise man who built his house upon the rock, and the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, but it did not fall, because it has been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine that does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house upon the sand, and the rain fell and floods came, and with winds blew and beat again that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. The one who would have the worst position in God's sight on the day of resurrection would be a learned man who did not profit from his learning. No one who really has knowledge fails to practice it. Knowledge without practice should be interpreted as lack of knowledge. No one should be described as understanding filial piety and respectfulness unless he has actually practiced filial piety toward his parents and respect toward the elder brother, knowing how to converse about filial piety and respect is not sufficient to warrant anybody being described as understanding them. Or it may be compared to one's understanding of pain. A person certainly must have experienced pain before he can know that it is. Likewise, to understand cold, one must first have endured cold. And to understand hunger, one must have been hungry. How then can knowledge and practice be separated? It is the original nature to be in accord before selfish aims separated them. Vainly understanding without practice is understanding that has no use. It is nothing but empty understanding. Vainly practicing without understanding is practice that has no direction. It is nothing but misguided practice. Knowledge and action always need each other. It is like a person who has eye but not legs, and so cannot walk, or who has legs but no eye and so cannot see. With respect to priority, knowledge comes first. With respect to import, actions carries more weight. When you know something but have not yet acted on it, then your knowledge is still shallow. Once you personally experience something, then your knowledge will become increasingly clearer and its import will be different than before. Sukun asked about the true gentleman. The master said, he does not preach what he practices until he has practiced what he preaches. Just as man or a woman has known what is truth, so he or she should practice the truth with zeal and should teach in those persons who should practice it so as it is. The master said, do not be too ready to speak of it, lest the doing of it should prove to be beyond your powers. Father, it quotes from the second Messiah, Father, Son, and Moon. Whatever you conceive in your head, you should practice. It is not enough to only think it. Why do you need to act? When your actions are in accord with your words, it creates a center, a place of unity between your word and deed, and of unity between mind and body. Whatever you learn, you must practice. You must practice it in all dimensions, in your vertical relationship, in your horizontal relationship, and all four directions widely and deeply. By so training yourself in this world, you will become adept when you go to the spirit world. Human beings cannot become the object partners who inspire God with joy unless they understand His will and make effort to live accordingly. Hence, human beings are endowed with emotional sensitivity to the heart of God, intuition and reason to comprehend His will, and the requisite abilities to practice it. Wow, so powerful words. I do not have the right to teach you anything unless I have first practiced it. Teaching is not just a matter of repeating what you have heard. You have to speak from experience. Then the knowledge became real. I believe that anyone who would become a world level leader in charge of many people should first have many life experiences before the age of 30. You should acquire unforgettable stories from having gone through many challenges, life experiences. That is my conclusion after experiencing it all. Then when you ask your people to do manual labor, you can appeal to them with the heart you felt while you were a laborer. For example, suppose you once worked at a job where you carried loads of clay across a narrow bridge using poles to balance yourself. When you tell your story about that job and the dangers you faced, your workers will become serious and expert is someone who explains and teach everything on the basis of his or her own experiences. This teaching is not just a theory. I tested everything through my own experience, which involved all kinds of suffering. I have put this teaching to the test and applied it into practice. So powerful quotes. If you have difficulties, please watch one more time this video, share this video as we end this billion happy life subscribers marathon. And as we are living in the second coming of Messiah time, stay happy, healthy. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this Heavenly Parents Holy Community globally. See you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. All the best. Bye-bye. Yours, Coach Nikolai Serpala.